Yes, people, and welcome back to Punches and Pundits. Now, before we start, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening on any sort of audio platform, make sure to download the episode. Now, last night we had UFC 325 in Sydney, back-to-back events, Volkanovski v Lopes headlining, and the same result as the first fight happened. We're going to deep dive into that, the co-main as well, and what we thought of the event as a whole. So I'm going to start off. Main event, I said that the fight would go the way Lopes. If Lopes made the adjustments, we would have a different fight. If he didn't, then Volk would just cruise to a decision win. And even though there were elements in this fight that made me think that Lopes did make adjustments, it just wasn't enough to sway some of those. There were close rounds. Now, for me, 50-45, that is just not right. It's just not right. The second round, for me, is a clear Lopes round. And I know that one of the judges gave Lopes the second round. One of them gave him the third and not the second. You know how MMA judging is sometimes, but I think the right man won. I think Volk did win. And, that puts him equal with Jose Aldo in terms of, most title defenses in featherweight history, right? With 8 now. So
you've got to say he's the greatest featherweight of all time.
Yeah, that's not a
Biggest,
question.
he was before, but you've got to say it now. With Lopes, I just think he's in a very awkward position now. We were talking about it before we came on air. He's when you lose twice to the same guy in the same weight class, and that guy happens to be a champion. We saw Holloway go through that. We've seen guys go through it before. He's in a very sticky position because he will never get a title shot again unless whilst Volk is champion, he's not going to get a title shot at featherweight. So I don't know what he does. He's clearly a talented fighter. He's clearly a very good fighter, but he's in a very tough spot. And Volk, you said Volk probably has 1 or 2 fights left in him, but after that performance there, why should Volk retire? He should fight for a couple more years, in my opinion. He doesn't look rusty. He doesn't look chinny. It's almost like his chin's come back. He got knocked out heavily against Ilya, but he looks good. And he looked very good last night. He put it all together. He showed class. He showed his veteran experience. And listen, it was a dominant win. Maybe not a 50-45, but a very dominant win. And he's just going to continue doing what he's doing. And it's good that he came out after the fight and said he wants to fight the contenders. You've got Lerone Murphy, you've got Movsar. So he wants to keep it moving. But where does Lopes go from here?
I think Lopes needs to do a best of the rest type situation, to be honest. Same way Charles Oliveira did for a while. Same way Robert Whittaker did for a while, where he would push back and then ultimately it's undeniable again. But that's going to take 2-3 fights. Now, if Volk isn't the champion anymore, I just feel like where's the featherweight division at? There's a drop off right now. Surely, Volk he beat Lopes, retained it, beating him again. So we know that ultimately, and styles make fights. I think Lopes beats a lot of the guys in the top 5 just because, I don't know, it's just Volk can still move, man. He can still pop his shots and move. And that just seems to be the kryptonite for Lopes, whereby if they fight, every single time Lopes will have moments. He will. He dropped Volk yesterday, Yeah, Volk got back up, but Lopes did drop it.
Yeah, it was more of a flash.
But it was a flash knockdown, but just like in the first fight.
Yeah.
But over 25 minutes, he has to finish him. It's just like Lopes v Volk is basically impossible for Lopes to win a decision.
So we always talk about if they fought 10 times, who would win? Now I'm going to ask you that same question. If Lopes and Volk were to fight 10 times, you've got to say it's 10-0. You've got to say, I know it's tough to say, but if they continue how they are now, there's a clear skill gap.
I think it's 9-1.
So the one is what? Because
he lands the one. Yeah. And also, no, obviously, if it's prime Volk, I know, but Volk's not in his prime right now.
Yeah, but it's not.
I think
he's not far off though. He's not far off. He's not in his prime, but he's not quite Max Holloway third fight. I think that's the best Volk I've ever seen.
Yeah, or Korean Zombie or Yair Rodriguez or even that Ortega fight when he nearly got finished, but he went absolutely zombie. Like, I just think if Topuria was still a featherweight, Volk's was never touching that belt again.
Of course, yeah.
So it's just there's a gulf between there was Ilya. Ilya's gone to 155. He's become champion there. There's Volk, and then there's the rest. Now, that's just what it is. Yeah. So we're gonna have it's pretty much confirmed that we're gonna have Evloev v Murphy at the O2 for March. That's gonna be the headline.
And Volk's just gonna wait.
Put your money down, and that's not happening. By the way, if you are a UK MMA fan and you're planning to come to London or you're already in London and you're planning to spend your hard-earned money, that I don't think that will be the main event. Evloev is gonna drop out, or Murphy. It's one of them ones where I think that plays I think that does play a factor. It plays a factor for Evloev. It certainly does. Whereby the guy's just not reliable for him to get in a cage. And if I'm any sort of featherweight, have that date like circled in your diary, because there could be an opportunity for you to step in. If I'm a top 15, even top 20 guy, unranked guy, and you're thinking, all right, cool, I don't have a fight booked, or I could do a quick turnaround and maybe I could fight the number one contender in Evloev, supposedly, or Murphy, and go in, I would circle that date, because I don't think come March, they close the door in the O2, we have Evloev v Murphy. And then, it's the thing, Volk comes out and he's like, well, yeah, we got a clear number one contender fight. I think the UFC want to make that matchup in London. Do you think that's going to be a quick turnaround? No, that's not going to be a quick turnaround. If Evloev wins, he's not fighting again till 2027. So if I'm Volk, what's in it for me at featherweight? Genuinely.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Maybe he has a 1 or 2 fights left in him, but I just think that performance there, he's gonna hang around. And you've got guys like Aljamain Sterling as well. You've got
but they're not clear.
I know they're not clear cut, but there's still guys that want it. You know, there's still guys that Volk can fight and win, and he can just add to his resume. Do you know what I mean? Because a title defense is a title defense. He's already fought the best.
I think ideally for him, Murphy wins, and I do think Murphy is a bit more reliable and a bit more active than Evloev. But if Evloev wins, Volk said he wants to fight 2 more times.
I think Evloev will win as well. I think Evloev is a bad matchup for Laurel. His grappling is very good.
But is he going to get in a cage?
Yeah, there's no guarantees with Movsar.
So like I said, if you're a featherweight in the top 15 and you want to jump the queue, make sure you put your name in the hat for that, because if I'm Dana White and I'm Hunter Campbell and I'm looking at the London card, and I'm thinking, right, this is the matchup we should make. In any sort of other divisions and other people, I would make that matchup. It makes sense. Evloev, people have said that it should have been Evloev in the cage yesterday instead of Lopes, right? So he's having to fight again, but he's so unreliable. And you know what? I'm just going to brush on it as well. I'm going to talk about Shafkat as well. Yeah, did you see he injured himself again?
Yeah, that's another 1 year out. So, I mean, Shafkat's going through a rough time, man. And for me, he's my favourite fighter. He's the boogeyman of the welterweight division. But it's a big shame, because this is the best the welterweight division has looked. And for Shafkat to be missing out because of injuries. He's undefeated, bro. The guy's undefeated. What? His record's mad. Something like 100%. It was 100% KO rate until he fought Ian Gary. He beat Ian Gary. And now we know how good
it was like KO submissions, like...
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean...
Finish rate. But
I want to see him back.
The point that I'm making is like... Evloev and Shafkat are in the same... Yeah. They're not reliable.
Even Zabit, they put Zabit in that mix as well. They try to say Shafkat's the featherweight, the welterweight Zabit.
So the point that I'm making is like, yeah, okay, make that fight, make it, because if everything goes well, you do have a clear contender. And if everything goes well, Volk fights again before the end of the year. But that's a big if. That's a big if. But yeah, like I said, Volk did his job. Volk is, you know, in his legacy is, it's written already. He's just adding to it. He's putting sprinkles on the cake right now. But he's one of the best fighters of all time for sure. I don't think to get knocked out twice, and he did get knocked out by two future Hall of Famers, once in generation fighters in Islam and Topuria. So there's no shame in that. But for him to turn it around, but then again, you play a little bit into Lopes as well, and you're like, if Lopes just was a little bit better, just a little bit better, I don't know if Volk does this. You know, like if he was,
I just think, listen, with Lopes, as good as he is, Volk just is superior. It gets like that sometimes as well, and it's tough to take, but I just think Volk's just a better fighter, the smarter fighter. And it's a shame because, like you said, this is Volk that's not in his prime. And we spoke about it last week as well with
Paddy and Paddy, yeah. You have to be...
Imagine Volk was in his prime. Imagine Volk was in his prime.
No, yeah. You have to beat these guys.
We're looking at a possible finish.
Yeah, you have to beat these guys. Like, when you're fighting a 38-year-old former champ, like, that's spoken... That's actively talking about retirement and actively saying this. I don't have many fights left, like Gaethje did. Yeah. And Volk, man, you gotta finish your dinner. You gotta get it done.
Now look,
do you know what I'm saying? You gotta get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned he may have to go up in weight, go to 155, but you're saying he might not be frame for that. He's too. No, he doesn't pack a punch to hang with the guys at 155. But I mean,
he's never Lopes has never missed weight, and it's not a thing where like you're thinking, you know. To be fair, Topuria ever missed weight? Maybe early in the UFC career, but the point being is that Topuria, if you were looking at Topuria, you weren't thinking like he had to move at 155, but his skill level was so high that he could hang.
Knockout power.
Lopes ain't beaten.
But then you could say there's killers at 155. It's almost like you've got Charles de Oliveira waiting for him. You've got Ilya. You got Arman. It's like, does he want to put himself through that?
BSD.
Yeah, we'll talk about BSD, but yeah, it's tough for him. But listen, Lopes is in a tough position. Volk again, adding to his legacy, and there's only one option for Volk to fight: either Mofsa or Lerone. We'll see who it is.
Let me check.
Lopes is in an awkward position, but we'll see what he does.
Aljamain Sterling is top 5. Gene Silva, Yair Rodriguez.
Yeah, but Lopes has already fought Gene Silva.
Lopes v Rodriguez has to be the fight to make, though, surely.
Yeah, they've got history, though. That should have been the fight already.
Yeah.
They'll probably do that.
Youssef Zalal is coming up. There's a few people, but there's no one like there that you're thinking, man, the featherweight division is, compared to like, because when you look at welterweight, for example, yeah, and you're seeing Islam Champ, JDM, Shafkat still at number 2. I don't know how he's still at number 2. Like, he's not going to fight for ages. He might be taken out the ranking. Gary, Morales, Bilal, Carlos Prates, Brady, Usman, Edwards, and Buckley. That's...
Is Shafkat on that list, so he's been taken out?
No, he's still there. He's number 2. Yeah. But I don't think he'll be there much longer. But the featherweight division is missing... It had its star. Yeah. In Ilya Topuria. And Prime Volk as well.
Holloway as well.
And Holloway there. But right now it's looking a bit...
Emmett's not in the top 10 normal.
He might be.
Josh Emmett's been taken out.
No, he's 11th. So yeah, good win for Volk. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. I wouldn't put my stock in there being a clear contender come summer. You know, like I just don't see it. I hope so. Volk has Evloev Murphy August, somewhere June, July, August, even September. But I just don't see it. So we'll have to wait and see. But we'll move swiftly on to the co-main event between Hooker and BSD. And in my prediction, I did say I expected BSD to smash him. Now, the first couple minutes of the fight, I was like, damn, what's going on? You know, that team kick was definitely cash money for Hooker. But something switched, and BSD even said it in his post-fight press conference. He said, "What am I doing here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to go to war right now.
Yeah,
You're not
Hooker,
fighting
Hooker
you're not fighting a technical, you know, perfect. Hooker wants to scrap. So let's get to scrapping." And he kind of outdogged Hooker when it came down to it. You know, it was a wild fight for as long as it lasted. There was a massive advantage for BSD in the grappling, not straight away, but after a while, once Hooker and it wasn't fully against the cage, like BSD was just he was rugby tackling him. He didn't even try make the takedown look a certain type of way, which is risky because Hooker's got good knees, and Hooker could have caught him there, but there's just deficiencies in Hooker's game when it comes down to the grappling. And BSD is and I told you this is why I'd be interested to see Arman against BSD, because BSD is a strong dude, bro. I'm sure when he gets a hold of you, and same with Arman, obviously. I think Arman's the way cleaner striker, for sure. Especially when BSD goes full wild man mode, like he's just winging his punches. But I think I was mentioning it to you, like if Arman's not gonna fight at all, I know he's fought Hooker, and I know, but stay active. But people are just gonna forget. Like, I know you're doing the media tour and stuff, but at the end of the day, you get paid to fight. You get paid to increase your win streak, increase your legacy. You should be fighting for a title, and you had your chance. And we've spoken about this 100 billion times about Arman, but I don't know if sitting out is the right thing. And BSD is on a 4-fight win streak. He'll be ranked in the top, just outside the top 5, top 6. Why not? Why not do that? What do you think?
Yeah, I think like you said, Hooker looked good the first 2 minutes, and then after that it was downhill. He looked very good though. Like, he actually looked good. It was those teep kicks. He was keeping my range, stuffing the takedowns against the cage. But yeah, Benoit, just something switched in his head. Started pressing him, started mixing it with the grappling, and he just stuck it on him. And Benoit's in a very good position now. He's probably the most on-form fighter. Yeah, lightweight. If you look at form, you know, he's getting good wins together. And I think the only fight for Benoit, I think Benoit's one win away from a title shot. Or possibly his next fight could be a title shot.
I don't think he used his his call outs correctly though yesterday. He said I either want the undisputed title or I want the BMF.
No, the BMF, he should not look at that. He should go for the winner of Gaethje and Ilya, or he should go for Arman, who's sitting out. And caught for Arman.
Or Paddy, man. I just had that thought because one thing we know the UFC love of France v England. They market when it was Cyril Gane.
When's UFC Paris?
That's true.
When is that? When are they doing that? Because
they normally
Benoit
have
has to be on that.
They normally have a few a year, no?
Yeah, but is there any other French fighter on Benoit's level right now?
Not on Benoit's level. Ziam's top 10.
Sorry, Cyril Gane, but
Faris Ziam.
yeah.
Ziam's probably out.
There is. What am I talking about? He's fighting Chimaev, Imavov.
Yeah, well, he's not. Yeah, so he'll be in a pay-per-view, but
He won't be on no fight night. You're right.
But yeah, no, genuinely, I just knew BSD, like Hooker's, like, if we would just think about Hooker's career, right? The run that he was on the first time round, where he met Poirier in the Apex. It was like, is this guy? But just before that fight, it's like, well, he's fighting Dustin Poirier right now, and he was. There was parts of that fight where he was like putting it on him, and you're thinking, well, Dan Hooker might be the next guy, and the fact that he's never fought for a belt, Not even an interim championship. He's been thereabouts. Let's not forget he went down to 145. He fought Arnold Allen, which he lost. So, and then he went back up and he had some good wins against Jalen Turner. But Jalen Turner is another one. Super talented fighter, but
His head's not in it.
his head was not in it. I know he's come back now and I think he won his fight, but and same with Gamrot. I mean, I thought that was a super close fight. So Hooker's gonna be thereabouts, but you know, he got the Armand fight and he got a BSD fight. Like the fights for Hooker now is looking. I mean, you welcome a fresh, hungry someone that wants to be in the rankings. Maybe that's fresh into the top 15. That wants that big, that crack into the top 10. Because he'll probably still be like 9 or 10th, because he was number 6. But it's not looking like. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't have title aspirations anymore. Like he was not fighting for it.
No, he's a fun fighter. He's a fun guy to watch. He's been around for many years, and like I said, he's a gatekeeper. He accepts it, but I'd keep him around because it's not like he's getting. I mean, he got stopped, but he looked good, and I know I keep repeating myself, but those first couple minutes, he looked very good, and I sort of thought, wait, what if he gets the win here? That's how good he looked. But yeah, Benoit, like many top guys do, they just flip a switch and.
Do you know what? Exactly. Make Dan Hooker against Fares Ziam. Because Ziam's been... the UFC have done him dirty a few times. You know? Where he's only now cracked into the top 15. Why can't we just give him a chance to get into the top 10 immediately and maybe skip a fight? You know? And I think Ziam wins that fight. I'm not trying to be funny. I think Ziam beats Hooker at this point. Or you give him Manuel Torres as well, who's 13. Who's a young, hungry dude that's got serious power. That would be a banger. So, because the rest is just, other than Rufi, and we're going to speak about Rufi as well, but it goes 15, Ziam, Rufi, Torres, Chandler, Dariush Moicano, Fiziev, Benoit Saint-Denis, Gamrot, and then Dan Hooker. So you're looking at people that have been thereabouts for ages. Gamrot's been there. Fiziev's been there. We're going to talk about Fiziev because I don't think he should be a lightweight anymore. I'll be honest. I think he flirted with the idea of going down to featherweight. And I think that should be a good idea for him if he can make it. Moicano, Dariush, Chandler. So these are like...
Chandler's still there.
Chandler is number 12, yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, BSD did what he had to do. I'll be interested to see what fight he gets. He won't. The BMF is for select people only. I know you don't like the BMF, but an Oliveira, a Gaethje, a Poirier, a Max Holloway, a Masvidal, and a Nate Diaz. Benoit Saint-Denis is fun. Don't get it twisted, but
Benoit has to make a decision. Does he want to become an undisputed champion, or does he want to go down this BMF route? BMF, I mean, you look at the guys that are fighting for the BMF now, Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, but Max Holloway fought. Max Holloway fought.
Yeah, but they're former undisputed champions. Again, Oliveira went on a good run. Former undisputed champion. They've had their championship runs. Oliveira probably won't be a champion again whilst Ilya's around, right? Max Holloway possibly, but again, highly unlikely whilst Ilya's around. So they're content to go for that BMF belt. But BSD hasn't had his crack yet at the title shot. So don't waste your title shot and hang around for a BMF shot. Because BMF, again, is a silver belt. It's not an undisputed belt. Undisputed belt is a ranking system. It means more. That goes on your legacy. I don't want fighters to go down this BMF route. That's why I'm not a fan of this BMF title.
Yeah, but if Gaethje won the BMF and then he fought Topuria at 145, that guaranteed him that title shot.
No, I mean,
so if BSD was to beat the winner... this is very hypothetical, by the way, because he wouldn't get that fight. But if he was to beat Oliveira or Max Holloway,
he's going to mean nothing, though. It doesn't mean nothing. Okay, Gaethje was the BMF champion, right? Did he defend it? No. I'm pretty sure that it just got taken off him, and now...
What are you talking about? He put it up against Max Holloway.
I mean, sorry, he put up against Max Holloway. You're right. Yeah, you're right, actually, but to me... It's
and Max Holloway's put it up against Dustin Poirier, and now he's defend...
But to me, it's a nonsense silver belt. That's it. And I've said it before. I'm not a fan. There's no ranking system. There's nothing. And why is it only the lighter guys? Why can't a middleweight and why can't the light heavyweights get involved? Why can't the heavyweights get involved? Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
Then what do you do? Do you have a multiple BMF?
what middleweight or what?
Why not? You could do a middleweight fight.
I know, but who? Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway. They're all from the same sort of crop. They're all. Well, is Justin Gaethje a Hall of Famer? He is, isn't it? If Poirier's in there.
In my opinion, yeah. We've had this combo before.
You know what? I just thought of that.
Yeah, I've always said to be Hall of Fame, you have to have been undisputed champion. But there's guys that have had careers.
So is Bilal Muhammad?
He's undisputed champion, and his run prior to winning the belt was an unprecedented run. Right. But then Poirier was never undisputed. But again, Poirier's resume is mental. He has a lot of good wins, and he was interim champion, so he deserves a Hall of Fame. Gaethje, you've got to say he's a Hall of Fame
two-time.
Yeah, two-time interim champion, and he's got some good wins under his belt. You've got to say he is a Hall of Famer, even though he's not been an undisputed champion. So yeah, you should be undisputed champion to make the Hall of Fame, but there are a couple fighters that are an exception.
So bar Masvidal and Nate Diaz, who by the way are they Hall of Famers?
No.
Okay, so bar those two,
it's tough though.
They're all Hall of Famers that have fought for that belt. You can't fight for that belt unless. And Masvidal and Nate Diaz was like, you know, they're characters in themselves, and that's why they created the belt. But you can't fight for that belt right now unless you're a Hall of Famer. So BSD wasting his call out on that. He should have called that. He should have went 100% in the mic saying, Arman, you're a scrub. You think you're doing all this like touring and stuff like that? No, I want your spot. Like, don't just sit out and think you're gonna get the title shot. You got to see me. I would have said that, because then you fight Arman, you beat Arman. Your next fight really is for the title. Now you're there, like, cool. Who does he fight now? If he beats Paddy, does he get a title shot?
I mean, if Arman's there, no. If Arman's still healthy, no.
So beat the guy.
I think Arman's back in Dana's good books as well. He's almost guaranteed a title shot.
Because
I don't
know.
No, there was a press conference where Dana was like, "Yeah, Arman will be next." Come on, I mean, Arman's done. Come on, how long has he waited for?
He fought once.
Yeah, but bro, you've got
against Hooker.
But he had to. The UFC just said fight Hooker. Okay, he said yes.
Well, he said no to fighting Gamrot.
And he's not moaning.
He said no to fighting Gamrot.
Yeah, but that was prior. But he's not moaning as well. He's just having his fun, eating his croissants, all of that. And he's not like bad mouthing the UFC when he should be. So, you know, the UFC like that.
So you genuinely you genuinely think Arman shouldn't fight again until Ilia Topuria fights Justin Gaethje, and then once.
No, I'd say fight BSD, but on the undercard of that fight. That's my thing.
What, the White House?
Yeah, it should be. I was saying it should be Arman and Paddy, but Paddy's saying he doesn't want
more time. Yeah,
his time. He didn't have he's been dying for how long? Benoit versus Arman on the undercard of that White House card is a shout.
So you think you think he should take that fight?
Yeah, because you've got Gaethje Topuria as the main event. You've got your American interim champion. You've got the American fighter at the White House.
Hold on, you think Topuria is gonna headline the White House? Yeah.
I mean, if he can get through this domestic.
So what's McGregor? Is he gonna be on the prelims? Yeah.
I doubt he'll be on that card, because apparently that card's not a paper. I mean, it's not a there's no gate, so they can't make money off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not in an arena,
yeah,
but
they can't make money off it. The
amount of pay-per-views.
Well? I mean, is it a numbered card? There's no pay-per-view system now. It's gone.
You know what I mean? It'll be a numbered card though. They would put if they put in pay-per-view in the UK for Paddy Pimlet, it will be a pay-per-view. It will be like BT Sports box office.
Who does McGregor fight? I was thinking about this the other day. Even if he is back, who does he fight? He's not fighting Chandler.
Rufy.
Nah, I mean, there was talk of him fighting Masvidal. Masvidal's going to make a comeback. Masvidal versus McGregor at 170. Both are pretty much washed. Do you know what I mean?
I think Chandler just get done so dirty. Like, he just got done so dirty.
Well, I mean,
he found out that Dana's not fancying that fight no more.
Paddy versus McGregor. Paddy will be out for it.
Do you think that's a good time for McGregor? I can't lie.
I mean, Paddy's suspect striking, but very good grappler. And McGregor.
Wait, hold on. What? This fight, McGregor's not fighting at 155.
No, it's not 170, but he could do one off 170. It doesn't have to be a.
Throw him in there against
Nah,
Islam.
You can't put him in there with a real welterweight.
Put
him in there with a featherweight. Sorry, a lightweight that's big, like Paddy.
Yeah.
And do it at 170. Paddy doesn't have to cut much weight.
You do the Nate Diaz trilogy.
Diaz is not UFC fighter, but Dana will never sign him again.
So genuinely, like, they don't want to go down the Chandler route. They don't want to go down the Masvidal route. If McGregor's genuinely like, I'm fighting, book me a date.
There's nobody for him to fight. Unless he fights for the BMF belt, and he will get destroyed by both. Oliveira and Holloway will deal with him rough.
Can't lie, that's not a good time for McGregor.
Exactly, but what else then? Exactly. You know when you wait out for this long? Look, with McGregor, it's very odd. Like, I know he had his lawsuits and all of that, his court cases, all of that. But you've got to remember, he pulled out of that Chandler fight because of a broken toe, right? He had a broken toe or whatever, fractured. Which is valid, yeah, he was injured. But we've had no updates. You know, has he recovered? You know, what's he doing since? Did he have surgery? Is he getting rehab done? We've had no updates.
No, but he's in training right now.
Yeah, no, he's back now. But it's like, surely it shouldn't have taken that long to get back. Do you know what I mean? It's very odd. But just something to touch on as well that came up recently. You see Dana having a dig at Aspinall in the press conference saying, I don't know what Aspinall's doing with his eyes. He's getting injections and shit.
Dana's like that though.
No, but you know, people don't actually know. Like, Dana was cool with Aspinall. This all stemmed because basically, obviously, you know, Aspinall's got his YouTube channel. And Aspinall's dad, I think he done it.
Yeah.
He was talking about how
boxing.
we're not going to re-sign. There's no money in the UFC. After, I mean, I think Aspinall's got 1 or 2 fights left on his contract. We're leaving. We're going to go down the boxing route, make some money. And Dana's probably thinking to himself, this is our heavyweight champion. You've got his dad, who's, I mean, it's not professional. I mean, I understand why the UFC wouldn't be happy with that. It's not professional to sort of say that in an interview. You say that during negotiations to, you know what I mean, as a bargaining tool so you can negotiate more money. But he's almost thrown all of his cards on the table in an interview saying, we're not going to re-sign. And Dana's like, all right, you want to play that game? And you know, Dana's very petty.
He is petty.
He's super petty. Since then, all Dana's been doing is slagging off Aspinall. I mean, Aspinall's had a valid injury, right? He's had his eye poked. He's getting surgery. He's possibly getting another surgery. And Dana's downplaying this surgery, saying, oh, just injections. They're not really surgeries. And it's all because of what Aspinall's dad said. So, I mean, I want you to speak on it as well. What do you think? I don't agree with what Aspinall's dad said. I can't lie. I think Dana's right to be upset, but he's taking it too far.
I think it's not just that. Dana's got priors. I can't think of the fighters off the top of my head, but like stuff being misconstrued and like, you know, Dana was basically answering back to like, well, Aspinall's kind of annoyed at you because you said like his injury is not that deep, and like when you haven't sent him a text or to check up on him, like you would think the heavyweight champion of the world would have a relationship with the president of the UFC. To be honest, like I don't know, they just.
It's almost like he wanted him to lose that gun fight because his dad said it in preparation for that gun fight. It's almost like he wanted him to lose because you even heard after the fight, Cyril Gane looked good. You know, he was bare bigging up Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane did look good, but it's not like, I mean, what? It was a couple minutes into the first round. Do you know what I mean? The fight just started. So it's like he wanted him to lose to prove a point. And now he's trying to push him out of the UFC. And listen, I mean, obviously, it's...
I don't think he's trying to push him out.
No, as in, look, I'll be honest, look, Aspinall's in a bad position right now. He's getting surgery and stuff. But listen, I'm telling you now, they're going to put up that belt they're going to put up an interim belt. And eventually, Aspinall will be stripped if he can't.
And do you know who's
going to... his fault.
Do you know who's going to fight for that interim?
What are they going to do? Oh, they're going to do Costa, innit?
No, they're gonna do
Pereira.
Poatan against Cyril Gane.
Or you do Cyril Gane versus Da Costa. I don't want to get his name wrong. He just Alex Pereira against Cyril Gane. Yeah, no, of course, like, but let's say that fight doesn't materialize.
Why would it not materialize?
No, you never know.
That's a no-brainer. If I'm Cyril Gane,
that's a striking match.
If I'm Cyril Gane, it's like cool. I'm not getting a crack at the official belt.
That's a money fight.
But that's a crazy money
Legacy
fight, and you
too.
become champion again. Even
Do you
though
do it
it's
for an interim or do you do it for the undisputed? Strip Aspinall.
no, you can't strip Aspinall.
Don't put that past Dana.
That would be an ultimate violation. You're not gonna strip. They didn't strip.
And literally just hold him in a slave contract for 2 years and don't let him fight. You know, the UFC do that stuff, do that to people. They basically will have you on a 2-fight deal and they'll offer you fights, but like prevent you from fighting. And then you're just stuck in that 2-fight deal for years and years and years. And in those multiple years, you can't join any other company. You know, you can't fight elsewhere. You're locked in a contract.
I'll be interested to see what the rest of Aspinall's career in the UFC looks like, because he's received backlash from fans, which I think was wrong. Like he did
Fans are fickle. Fans are reactionary.
I know, but it's like he was never expecting this to. His career was so smooth sailing, yeah. Other than popping his ACL against Curtis Blades the first time, but that's just a freak injury. Like, well, what can he do? He's not gonna walk off. But like an eye poke is so subjective to fans. Like he got poked like this. For me, it was like you just can't fight. But it's just like people start questioning his character, that he didn't want to be in there and stuff like that. And I think he's going to be, and he's mentioned it, but he's going to be way more, he's going to have a real chip on his shoulder to, you know, let people know.
Yeah, no,
and I think, if all the stuff with his eyes, like, gets done and there's no long-term injuries and long-term symptoms, then he'll want to get his hands on Cyril Gane bad. But that's the thing though. He doesn't seem like the type to fight emotional. Do you remember like when we first spoke about this fight and you said regarding John Jones and that whole saga, and he's a bit like emotional, and the fact that fight, he could be emotional, and the fact that
Jones took the piss.
That he took the piss and now he's fighting Cyril Gane, and then his mind could not be that Cyril Gane v Aspinall fight 2 will be the biggest test for Aspinall in his career, to not fight emotional, to not really put his hands on him to the point where he could get opened up, because that would play into Cyril Gane's hands perfect if Aspinall was to fight emotional. So I think that would be the biggest challenge for him, and also not think about the eye poke. You know, you're fighting the guy. Your next time in the octagon, you're fighting the guy that's double eye poked you, that's changed the trajectory of your career with Dana White, with certain fans. Of course, you're gonna be emotional. So for him to keep that in check that's gonna be the biggest challenge for him. You know, if that fight gets booked, or seeing your belt get put up as an interim. Well, it's not technically his belt, but having an interim champion, yeah, like, bro, if I'm Aspinall, I'm sitting in my living room, I'm like, yo, like, stuff's going wrong right now. Like, I'm pissed. So I don't know. Like, we'll have to wait and see. When is he gonna get cleared? Is he gonna fight again? You know, it's all mad. Eye injuries are not a joke. Like, they're fully not a joke. And that puts it in perspective when Michael Bisping was fighting with one eye, you know. Like, dude won a belt with one eye. It's wild, I can't lie. So we'll see what happens with that. But let's jump into Rufi and Fiziev quickly, because last year, when Rufi, you know, 360'd, 180'd Bobby Green into the stratosphere, you were saying, throw Rufi against X, throw Rufi against Y, it doesn't matter. Champ, like, if he bucks into whoever, it doesn't matter. Then he got fraud checked against BSD. And then yesterday, he got in the octagon with Fiziev. Now, we need to talk about Rufi, we need to talk about Fiziev. Regarding Rufi, there's a couple things. Apparently, he was really sick, Volk said. He trained in Australia. He wasn't training with the fighting nerds, and I think that did him well. But that proves to me, in a pure striking matchup, he can put hands on anyone in that 155 division. And he can knock out anyone in that 155 division. However, his grappling hasn't been answered. So as good as that win is, if he goes into an Arman, if he goes into BSD again, if he goes into Oliveira, he doesn't win those fights. Fiziev, thing with Fiziev for me, and I think he flirted with the idea of going 145. No matter how fast he is, no matter how his kicks are they're like whips, that bah, and you're thinking, oh, these should really like damage. He doesn't damage your opponent. Like genuinely, does he hurt his opponents? At 155, the last time I picture him really hurting someone, right? Really hurting someone was what Moicano in the Apex, was RDA in the Apex. Like this is a long time ago. You know, like this is, he ruptured his ACL. He's another one with injuries, like rupturing his ACL against, and who was it against? Gamrot. Like the fights with Justin Gaethje, the first one was way more competitive for me than the second one, where he hurts you, but he ain't got that touch of death though. And the way he fights, you need that touch of death.
Yeah.
Like because he's not quite a point fighter. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not quite a point fighter, but he's not a destructive KO artist. He's like right in between where he's like dabbling both. And it's like Topuria, he's got dynamite in his hands and he's crisp. Max Holloway's gone up to 155. Now he's got a real KO threat. Like if he sits down on his punch and swings at you, you're going to sleep. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like that's the case for Fiziev. Like he when he hits people, it's like whoa. Like the commentary goes, oh, that's a clean shot. Why are they not going to sleep?
Yeah, right.
Like you see his body type, you're looking at 5'8", stocky, and you're like, why is he not?
He's a maybe guy, isn't he? We said it before. He's a maybe.
Do you know what? We should do a list of the maybes. In each, we should come up with a maybe, guys, because Fiziev is in there.
Yeah.
Song Yodong is in there.
Song Yodong. There's a lot of them. There's too many to list.
Marlon Vera.
Chito Vera, yeah.
Chito Vera, I think
it's too early to say, but maybe even John Silva. It's too early though.
No, it's too early. I think he'll get enough. Diego Lopes.
But you can't.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it? It's because he's Volk.
Yeah, he's had the back-to-back fights against a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Well, not back-to-back, but within the short space of time. We're talking guys that can't crack the top 5. Or can't crack top 3. Do you know what I mean?
Or can't win a belt.
After Paul. Yeah. Lopes could become that guy, but I think it's too early to say.
If he fights for the belt again,
yeah,
and it's not against Volk, then we'll have to see him. But Shafkat.
Nah. You can't say he's a maybe guy.
Injuries. But some maybes, bro.
Injuries, but come on, he's beaten everybody he's fought. That's different. Though. Maybe guys are guys that like when they make that step up, they lose.
Oh, okay.
Shafkat is undefeated. Shafkat's biggest issue is injuries. That's it. You put him in against anyone, he's the favorite. He's not
beating Islam.
Bro, you never know, innit? You never know.
Bro, his body gives up on him, bro.
Not in fights though. Outside.
What do you mean?
During camp it does, but not.
Did he not? When he fought Wonder Boy, he ruptured his ACL or whatever it was,
and still finished him. And he was injured. I don't know if it was during the Ian Gary fight, but he was definitely injured. Or he went into that fight injured. Do you remember? Dodgy knee, and he still won. And Ian Gary, people didn't realize how good he was back then. Now you look at Ian Gary, he's beating everyone. People are saying Ian Gary should get the title shot, and I'm not against that. So Shafkat's not a maybe guy. Shafkat is he's a guy that may not fulfill his potential, but he's not a maybe guy, and that is only because of injuries. And I'm hoping he can come back because it'll be a shame.
So is Dustin Poirier a maybe guy?
Yeah, because he was never undisputed champion, but he's a maybe on Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but Justin Gaethje is going to be Justin Gaethje is going to be Justin Gaethje going to be a maybe guy because God knows if Ilia Topuria is locked in. But
he's in trouble. Bro, there's people giving me stick for saying saying Gaethje wins. But bro, Gaethje
5 minutes.
Gaethje's in big trouble.
5 minutes.
It's a 1 round job.
Yeah.
I said 1 minute, but I'm saying 1 round out of respect.
Yeah.
But it's a 1 round job.
He's getting chinned.
He gets hit every fight. You cannot get hit clean against Ilia Topuria. And look what Ilia's done to Charles, who, in my opinion, is a superior version of Justin Gaethje. A better striker, a better defense, better counter puncher, everything. And Oliveira got flattened, and Oliveira had never been knocked out like that ever. We've seen Gaethje get flattened and knocked out cold. He was knocked out cold against Holloway, and I'm pretty sure he was knocked out cold prior as well. I'm talking
No.
cold.
That was the first time he was out.
Alright, was he not knocked out like that against Eddie
Dustin
Alvarez?
won.
Was that a body shot?
No, Dustin won.
Eddie Alvarez.
He wasn't out cold.
Bro,
He wasn't like
TKO.
snoozing. Yeah. He wasn't snoozing. That Holloway one, he was snoozing. But we need to play. So all right, let's talk about Rufy then, because
Rufy should really push for a top. Another.
who does he want to see though? Who does he want to see?
Where's Hooker ranked?
6.
Give him Hooker.
What? Nah, bro.
That's a winnable fight.
Of course, it's a winnable fight.
And it builds the confidence. Do that. Winnable fight builds his confidence, and I don't think he's quite ready for a BSD rematch.
What about Paddy?
Yeah, but will Paddy want to fight that low? Do you know what I mean?
Well, Fiziev was 9, so he's gonna take his place. Paddy's 5.
That's a good fight. I'd do that, but
I can't lie. I would say
yeah,
it's mad because I would
before
probably
the fight you were saying Paddy smokes him, but now you've seen that performance. His win against Fiziev. His win against Fiziev is better than any win Paddy has. Tell me I'm lying. That's how quick things can change in MMA. It is. Fiziev.
Is Fiziev better than Michael Chandler?
He's better than Michael Chandler.
I don't know, bro.
He is.
Michael Chandler had gone 5 rounds with Oliveira. Yeah, he got smoked.
I'm pretty sure Fiziev went the whole distance against Gaethje as well.
What, 15 minutes?
Okay, but another 2 rounds, he's not getting finished. Fiziev's very durable.
Well,
yeah, I know, but it happens. But he's durable. Prior to this fight, he's durable. And he still is durable. Come on, it happens,
I don't know,
It's tough.
That's an interesting one. Let's play matchmaker with welterweight though, because apparently JDM and Prates getting made.
That's a
Gara.
very good fight. Good for Prates as well.
JDM is still the number 1 contender.
Is
so
Morales
Prates...
injured? Is Morales injured?
No.
No issues with Morales?
No.
So it's either Gary or Morales gets a title shot. But then you've got Usman as well.
Bro, Usman's number 8.
Yeah, I know, but they're saying Usman will get the shot because Ali's his manager. Makhachev's manager is also Ali. Easy negotiations.
Who fights Bilal?
Yeah. Sean Brady and Bilal fought, haven't they?
Yeah. Gary just beat Mohammed and he's beat Prates. Gary needs
a shot.
Oh, Ian Gary.
But then Morales
Gary
beat the guy who was guaranteed a title shot. Brady was legit guaranteed a shot. He just finished Leon Edwards prior to that fight. And Morales goes and does that.
Yeah, and then Prates knocks out.
Yeah.
Edwards is Buckley, number 10.
I'd say you might as well do Buckley versus Sean Brady. They haven't fought, have they?
No.
You do that. Have you done Bilal versus... I'd do Bilal versus Usman.
And they have priors. They fought. They done a podcast together.
I thought you said they fought before they have.
No, Bilal.
Yeah, they had an altercation. Yeah, so you do that.
Yeah.
And you do Morales or Ian Gary for the shot. Make a decision. I'd say Ian Gary, even though Morales has a better win.
Yeah,
but then I can't say Morales has a better
Ian
win.
Ian Gary against Islam.
It's a good fight.
That's a great fight. I can't lie.
Yeah, but Morales versus Islam, you'd like to think Morales gets taken down.
It doesn't.
Does get taken down.
You think he does?
Yeah, I think.
But have you seen how big?
I know, but I think Makhachev
Morales looks like a middleweight.
But I think Makhachev has a tougher time holding down Ian Gary.
I think it's the opposite.
As opposed to
I think it's the opposite.
You think he can take down Ian Gary with ease?
No, not with ease. But I
easier
think
than Morales
I think he really struggles to take Morales down
because of his size.
Because
Does Morales have a background in BJJ?
no,
He's not a black belt.
bro. Have you seen the size of this?
He's not
dude,
Brazilian. He's not Brazilian, is he? I keep thinking he's Brazilian. He's
Ecuador.
not. Yeah, he's
But did you see Sean Brady?
But
Sean Brady looked at him.
But Sean Brady is a smaller welterweight, though.
I know, but
he's
Sean
thick,
Brady is a grappler, bro.
No, but Sean Brady's like what 5'8", 5'7", 5'8".
5'9".
Yeah, he's not a big welterweight.
Yeah, and Islam walks around that for what 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, Islam's pushing 6 foot. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, Morales
is what 6'2" or something.
But yeah, 6'1", 6'2". But he's like,
And he's big, yeah.
but
You
the
think
way
he's a
he
weight
fought,
bully? You think he's a weight bully?
bro, if you can make 170, you can make 170. But he looks like he's dying on the scale every
I
single
think
time.
Shafkat beats all of them, bar Makachev, which is a tough fight for Makachev.
I don't know.
A prime.
Wait, when it first happened, how many?
Prime Shafkat versus.
Wait. Nah.
Gary.
Let me because when Gary fought Shafkat, we done the question if they fought 10 times.
Dodgy knee though, man.
If they fought 10 times,
Dodgy knee.
I don't want to hear no dodgy knee, bro.
If he's coming into that fight 100%, he probably finishes Ian Gary.
Ian Gary had him in a
Dodgy knee. Come on, bro. He's not mobile. You know, it's legit though. After that fight, he had to have surgery.
Everyone has injuries, bro.
No, but this is serious surgery, man. This is a knee surgery.
Why are you backing him?
That's my guy, man.
Nah.
The way you back Lopez, the way I back Shafkat, man.
Nah, listen, I hear Shafkat, you gotta appreciate, but
Look, Shafkat,
it's what but
all these guys.
what have you done for me lately?
Morales, Bilal, Sean Brady, Ian Gary, Kamaru, Buckley.
Shafkat can get hit though.
It can get hit, but he's a. The way he fights, bro, he's so durable. Like, it doesn't make sense.
I think Morales could knock out Shafkat though.
What?
Bro,
That's a submission, man. That's a submission win for Shafkat. And Shafkat's a big guy. He's very tall for the weight class.
I think you need to go back and rewatch that tape against Brady.
Who? Oh, what? Morales. He was winging his punches. There was no technique.
Brady
in that.
didn't give a toss, bro.
Bro, was that a technical win? Was that a fight where?
No,
he
the
looks
fact
crisp?
that he was like,
No, was it a crisp win where he's fighting behind the jab?
wait, if Islam would have
countering?
fought Brady, yeah.
Yeah. Styles makes fight.
yeah. Okay, so now
Styles
you're
will
saying
make
Styles
fight.
makes fight.
Yeah, but that's those are two grapplers that will have a striking match, right?
No, why do you think they wouldn't grapple?
They wouldn't. I mean, when do we see two grapplers grapple? Prime example: Colby in his prime and Kamaru Usman.
Gamrot against Sarukin.
Okay, but that's an exception. But then again, Sarukin's a much better wrestler than Gamrot.
Pure wrestling.
Pure wrestling. But Sarukin's, you not seeing what Sarukin...
By the way, Gamrot won that fight, by the way.
Wait, but are you not seeing what Sarukin's doing to American NCAA wrestlers?
Bro, you're the first one to say NCAA,
Whatever.
bish bash bosh, bro. You don't give a toss. Like, why are you
I'm
acting
pretty
like
sure
this?
he beat a name brand. I forgot the name. But he beat a name brand. Lance Palmer, maybe? Something like that.
Yeah.
He beat him, and that guy is a...
RAF.
Or whatever it is, yeah, RAF. I don't really watch for something like that, but he beat him. Do you know what I mean? And he beat him convincingly. And these are name brands. So, I mean, Arman will fancy his chance. Arman took down Makachev.
Evloev against Lopez?
What?
Well, that was a grappling exchanges, jiu-jitsu against wrestling and grappling.
Yeah, but then Lopez is not really a wrestler, is he? Sarukin's a wrestler. These are two wrestlers fighting. You saw
I hear the
Colby
whole...
Kamaru was a striking match. We see it all the time. I think Makachev, Sean Brady will be a striking match. And Makachev will kick his head off. I'll be honest.
I don't know, but who do you actually think gets the title shot then? I don't know what they're cooking right now.
I think Ian Grady is a bigger name, innit?
When's Ramadan? Because Islam's not going to fight.
2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So when is Islam going to fight?
Fight the whole of Feb and probably a bit of March.
So what are we looking at? We're looking at May, June.
Yeah.
For Islam.
But then, yeah, they do pay-per-views, International Fight Week?
The only thing that goes against Morales is that, like, he's not a big enough name yet.
What you could do.
But I think, I honestly, no, genuinely,
Gary
bro.
versus
I'm saying, Styles do make fights, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I think Morales, Islam would struggle to take Morales down, bro.
I think Morales is
Are we forgetting that Islam struggled to take down Dustin Poirier? Are we forgetting that? I know.
Bro, you're trying to get cooked, like...
No, but are we forgetting, bro?
Be careful, bro. They're going to come for you.
But bro, trust me, I rate Islam, yeah, highly. And he's a Hall of Famer. He's the best. Like, he's special. But let's not forget, bro, when they were fighting in Newark, he couldn't get a hold of Dustin.
But then he ragdolled JDM, who's an undisputed champion. Who you could say is a better version of Poirier.
JDM.
Is JDM not a better version of Dustin Poirier?
Yeah, MMA maths don't make sense.
MMA maths is crazy, man. But you could say JDM.
JDM was snoozing that day, though.
Yeah, I get it. But I know what you're saying, but I think Morales is just such a force, big, strong, and power puncher. But there's no technique. I don't see the technique right now. And because of that, I think Makachev
But
wins.
I think because he's so unorthodox, that's where he stands a chance.
But I just think Makachev will single leg him and get him down. Then he's in trouble.
I don't think he.
What's his defense like off his back? What's stopping Makachev from getting in a
But the way
advancing position and get him in
the way
in an
Morales
arm triangle?
fights is like he just bulldozes,
What's
bro.
stopping Makachev from getting him down, going side control, and putting him in an arm triangle? What's stopping Makachev? I don't think Morales can stop that. Or what's stopping Makachev from getting him in a DOS? It's tough.
It is tough, I can't lie. Quickly, just before finishing, let's shout out Salkilled as well.
Yeah.
He's that head kick against Hagparast and then submitting Jamie Mullarkey quick. Give him a top 15. That's another one that could crack the top 15. Give him Dan Hooker. Why not?
Yeah, give it to him, yeah. Hooker's making his money, man. He's just fought against Sarukian recently. He's making his bread.
Main event against
Oh, he's making his money, a couple $100,000 every couple months. Guy's a millionaire, man.
Yeah, but that
So
brain,
you can look at
that
it in different ways, you know.
that brain damage though, like
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's not getting flattened, is he? He's getting.
he's to be fair, Hooker's never been like.
Yeah, he's got a good chin, but he has been in wars.
Yeah.
And you're right, that Poirier fight changed the
It
trajectory of his
changed.
career.
And tied to Ivasa as well.
Yeah, Taito Ivasa, probably the last fight in his UFC career. A very frustrating watch because you could see that Tyson, what's his name, Tyson Teixeira, or Tyson Teixeira, he was gassed and he was hurt.
Mm.
And all you're asking for Tuivasa to do is to put your foot on the gas, pressure him a bit, and throw your hands. But Tuivasa was gassed. That's what happens when you haven't fought in 3-4 years. Yeah, his gas tank was done. He was clinching to get his breath back. Because that
Bro,
guy
Tuivasa was like 350 pounds.
no, but he was done.
before
No.
camp.
You knew he was done. You look at the
What is it?
Brazilian-
6 in a row now?
No, but the Brazilian guy was done. You look at him backing away. He's done. The body language is there. Just throw some punches together, some combos.
When you're letting 40-year-old Derek Lewis beat you like as well, like Teixeira is not.
Teixeira, exactly. I mean,
You're not
and
gonna-
even on the mats, Tuivasa's grappling isn't the best, and he couldn't even submit him.
And Oban Elliott, unfortunately, got beat as well. Got submitted.
Yeah.
Tough loss for him. Overall, let's wrap up. What do you think of the card?
Decent card. I say 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
Good card.
just needed that finish in the main event.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like it just needed.
Both. I mean, Lopes.
We were supposed to get Nunes against Harrison.
Not on this card.
It was the previous one, right?
Previous card, yeah. And
It was a bit light.
You see Harrison's surgery pictures.
Yeah.
It's got a whole scar. and everything.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
The card was a bit light though, no? It needed a next shot,
Yeah.
or maybe Hooker BSD could have been 5 rounds, but it got finished before that.
Yeah.
So now we don't have a numbered event against until the BMF in March. There's a couple fight nights. Important one at middleweight. Strickland against Hernandez.
Yeah.
At the end of the month.
Just a quick prediction for that. Who do you think wins that?
I think Fluffy wins that.
You don't think Strickland pulls out of the bag? You don't think Strickland's too seasoned, experienced, former champion, been there, done that? Or is it Fluffy's time?
I think Fluffy could win that, to be honest.
I'm going to go Strickland. Experience.
If it's a finish, it's Hernandez. If it's decision, Strickland. I can see
I just think Strickland's hard to finish.
Next week, though, Mario Bautista against Vinicius Oliveira. You want to talk about a guy that, like, is go forward like a madman, Vinicius Oliveira. That's a big chance for him.
Bautista's just a bit too seasoned.
Yeah, I think Bautista would win that as well. Jalton Almeida is on that card as well. Fought from Grace. He was
the less said the better.
Yeah. And then Moreno against Almabayev as well. Is these cards are not great until 23, 26. But that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch out for the clips on TikTok and Instagram at Punches and Pundits. And we'll see you next time. Peace.